Yes! It's like gay, but bigger!
They're trying to be. They're trying to be. She wanted me. That bitch is a. What I say no, gonna work, What?
Hi, ladies. How you doing?
I want to kill you.
Oh, yeah. Take a number, honey.
She's so fine, she done pissing me off. How are you that fine?
Bro, this is my first TikTok, and if this goes viral, something's messed up with TikTok.
People call you that phrase, it girl.
Right.
Do you like it or hate it?
Fun fact, but did you know that trans people are still people? Yeah, we have feelings and thoughts and all of that.
I told you, I don't need you anymore. I stopped needing you when I stopped taking Spyro. It's time to say goodbye.
Now skip to my loo. Jersey. Do, 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 do. Oh my God, Leah, what the fuck? Leah, do the running man again.
One more person calls me ma'am, I just, well, not correct them because I hate confrontation, but I'll cry on the inside just a little bit, or a lot. I might cry a lot on the inside. I hate it. I hate being called ma'am. Ma'am. Hi, ma'am. No, call me sir.
So, like, gender? What's up with that? Boy? Girl? What are you talking about? Pronouns? Huh? You telling me you gotta be a pro to use these nouns? Social construct? I thought those were called libraries. Sexuality? Like,
Gay news, Optimus Primal from Transformers has a message for the governor of Florida.
Don't say gay. Don't say as the first two words in a sentence spoken by a political leader in the United States of America. Don't say. Don't fucking say, you pig. Say First Amendment, you piece of shit.
Somebody asked me why I took my pronouns in my bio. It's because I do not have pronouns. Let me show you. My pronouns were they, them, they over them, right? And therefore the thes cancel out, hemdas, themdas, and you just get y over m. And we know from math, that y equals mx plus b, where b is a constant, but my life is not constant, it's very chaotic, so the b is not there. If y equals mx, then y over m equals x, and x is like no, like it's the absence of a thing. So I do not have pronouns. Questions?
Good night, too. Non-binary people named after a plant or inanimate object. People who had their egg cracked by Steven Universe. Trans masks with an emotional connection to any male character from Attack on Titan or My Hero Academia. Hyperpop trans femmes. People who cried when they watched The Mitchells Voices the Machines. Trans people who have doubled down on their love of Harry Potter to spite J.K. Rowling. Former Tumblr gays. And finally, pansexuals. No qualifying statement, I just love you.
I don't look trans. I don't look trans. For those of you who watch my videos regularly, you know what I'm about this. You know what I'm about this. What the fuck does trans look like? It's nothing on you. You didn't say anything mean to me. It's just, what does trans look like to you? Because when you say things like that, it makes me think that to you, trans looks like someone who doesn't pass in public as the gender that they identify as. It's like, I'm a trans white girl, so that I'm still trans, but I look nothing like a black trans man, but we're both still trans. So what is trans to you? Some things you can say instead of saying you don't look trans are, you look naturally more yourself, so good on you. Or even just a wow, you look pretty. But I do look trans because I am trans. You hear?
My name is Griffin Maxwell Brooks. I go by they, them pronouns, and I am a trans, non-binary person on the Princeton University swimming and diving team. I'll start by saying this. Transgender women are women and transgender men are men, and both should be permitted to compete as athletes against those of the same gender identity. Recently, some controversy has risen in the Ivy League over whether or not Leah Thomas, a transgender woman on the UPenn swim team, should be allowed to compete. She has abided by the NCAA and Olympic protocol, which require that she be on hormone replacement therapy for at least a year. She's done 2 years, and that her testosterone be beneath a certain level. The reality is that her genetic advantage is no more a source of unfairness than the genetic advantage that we see from person to person within the same gender. Many of you probably know that Michael Phelps has an abnormally large wingspan and produces lactic acid, the chemical that makes your muscles sore, at half the rate of his competitors, genetic advantages which he has over others. The reality is that the opposition to transgender women competing in sports only exists because they are winning, not because people are pushing for equity. Nobody has made any similar statements on how we can accommodate for the genetic advantage when it comes to transgender men in athletics, because transphobic people do not care about equity. They only care about preventing transgender people, women in this case, from winning over cisgender people. It is a recurring tactic among cisgender women to leverage misogyny as an avenue to perpetrate transphobia. By setting themselves apart from transgender women via the same argument of genetic advantage, they justify transphobia by insinuating that trans women are invading their spaces, their bathrooms, and now their sports. We call these women TERFs. Leah Thomas should be allowed to swim as a woman against women because she is a woman. I implore you to do your own research on the science and biology involved in this situation, which back up my points, rather than listening to uneducated figureheads like Caitlyn Jenner who act only in their own political self-interest. And if your argument is that I, Griffin, am not a woman and therefore cannot speak on this issue, I'll leave you with this. Leah Thomas is a woman, and she's telling you how she feels, and you're fighting against her. Have a great night, and don't be a TERF.